survivor trying to survive in a world filled with infected zombies everywhere. You have a pistol and a backpack. You have managed to survive several months, avoiding zombies, scavenging food. You cautiously enter a room and cautiously enter a rundown store and hear a noise. Then a zombie appears and you shoot it in the head. You search the body and find a silver police badge. You keep it, you pocket it and keep walking. You go to your home because you think it is safe. You walk down the street and are stopped by a military jeep. Hands up, says the man inside. Get in, says another. You don't want to, but you obey their orders because you are a good soldier. You get in the jeep and are told to wait while they go check something out. You try to act tough and sit up straight, but inside you feel very scared. Apparently, suddenly you see movement out of the corner of your eye and swivel around in your seat. Apparently it is my dad, but as a zombie. I say, no, and start crying. Hey, calm down, son. It's just your dad. It's okay. He tries to comfort me, but he's a zombie, I protest. But then some kind of mushroom falls out of the sky onto my dad, and then slowly turns back into a normal human. But what happened? They explained that they wanted to see if the vaccine was working, so they decided to test it out on your dad first. You say, Dad, I'm so glad you're back. You rush to your dad and give him a big hug. You're so happy. How scared, you say. Your dad says, don't worry, son. I'll always be the same old me, zombie or not. He laughs. You and him talk about the old days for a while, and then I think I should go on a scavenger hunt. On a scavenge with you guys next week, he says. You agree with him, and then you give him the silver police badge you found. You and him stabbing one of the scientists says, this family reunion is great and all, but we still have the whole world to save. You guys agree and get ready to stop the apocalypse. As you guys head back to the helicopter, 100 zombies start swarming you guys. What do we do? You say very frightened. Suddenly, the soldiers open fire. Stay back! Stay back! Your dad shouts, but they are moving too fast. Dad, I'm sorry, I tried. Your dad says, no need to apologize. Then he sings a song, and in an instant, you already feel better about the whole thing. You all get back to the helicopter to finish up the last of your time until you have entered the new world. You say, so wait, you guys got this medicine from another timeline? They tell you that the Earth in the other timeline was dying. They got the medicine from there, and they said they won't be needing it anymore. You're confused, but this seems promising. After clearing the road, you say, that was tiresome. I agree, said your dad. The scientist says, you might want to look at this, pointing at a mysterious house in the distance. What about it? Your dad says. Watch what happens when someone enters it. After you and your dad watch what happens, you guys will say, it turns you into a zombie. The scientist says, yep, and that has to be the source of the apocalypse. But how will we get there without being turned into a zombie, you ask? I have just the plan, says the scientist. Before he tells you, you need to complete a task. Right, Team Zombie needs one more member. Who is the fastest? You say, why do we need zombies to stop the source? He explains that the virus can only turn people into zombies if they're right next to him for over a minute. You say, I know, me. That's too dangerous, Cyber Jr. But you know who would be a good choice to destroy him? Your dad, of course. He agrees without hesitation. I'll go, he says. The scientist nods and pulls out a map. You say, good luck, Dad. Thanks, son, he says. So, your dad ran around all obstacles into the house and before turning into a zombie, destroying the source of the problem. I did it, he said. We knew you could stop the source, you and the scientists say. The mission to make it a safe community where you can live, safe from zombies is completed. You're all very happy. You say, I think we should make better defenses. Your dad, and the scientist agrees. So, you make a wall around your house and run to get things that can be used for good in case of another zombie attack. You sit down to discuss what to do next. You build a wall. You build walls around the village and add weapons like cannons and arrows. You start building a wall around your village because you know it is the best defense. You also add weapons to your army, like cannons and arrows. The quest to add defenses is completed, and you know you have the best defenses in your village. Your villagers are happy. You took the initiative to build defenses. You're happy too, thinking that maybe this is the perfect community. Suddenly, you say, wait, who built the house that started the apocalypse? Suddenly, a man in a fur coat and hat comes out of the house. He's rubbing his hands proudly. Everyone including your dad hands up. You know who I am? Say, no. I am the man who... You say, no. I am the man who started the apocalypse. Get me out of here and it can be avoided. Your dad and the scientists go talk to him. But you stay behind. What are you doing? Your dad asks. I'm not letting him ruin the only life I got, you reply. Okay, that makes sense. Your dad says weirdly. We'll be back soon, don't worry. He and the scientist leaves the house and head toward the man. Your dad asks, wait, is that a mini version of the machine that started the apocalypse? The man who started the apocalypse says, yes. And you fell right into my trap. But before he could activate the machine, you threw a twig at it to knock it out of his hands. The man who started the apocalypse screamed as it turned him into a zombie. You stabbed the man who started the apocalypse. You pull out your knife and stab the man who started the apocalypse in the stomach once, twice, 3 times. He screams as blood spurts out of his mouth. The quest to find out who started the zombie apocalypse is completed. Your dad says, wow, that was dirty, especially for a kid. You agree. Yeah, he was a zombie and wouldn't stop biting you, so... Your dad says shocked. He's with me? You nod. You say, we should train the villagers to be able to fight for themselves. Your dad agrees and you all train the villagers in the village, all the people in the village to fight. You know, once they can fight for themselves, you don't have to worry about zombies or men trying to turn them into zombies. First, you train the villagers to dodge attacks. You throw wooden swords at them to train their reflexes. of a weapon in their hand. Later, you train them to block attacks. You continuously punch the villagers until they can block any attack. After you train them to block, you continue to punch and hit them. You keep at it for hours. The villagers don't know how much punishment you're inflicting, but they're getting tired. You give them a break and let them drink some of the water from the canteen. You can see that the children are a little weaker than the adults. But you know, once they're trained enough, they'll be able to fight. After the break, you train them to attack. First comes punches, then comes kicks. You keep them at it for a few hours until they're used to fighting on multiple levels. You give them a few hours of rest and let them drink some more water. After the break, you train them to kick. It is very hard and they don't have good balance. But after a couple of hours, they can kick without breaking a sweat. You give them a break and let them drink more water. You continue to cycle until you're all too exhausted to stand. After one day, you all start training. You start training them to use their surroundings as weapons. The first one is to throw their wooden sword in the direction of the enemy's attack. The second is to pull out a few sharpened sticks from nearby bushes and use it as weapons. Third is using mace to know the opponent away from you, then bashing their head into the ground. The last one is to make a trap out of various items from nature. By the end of the second day, you're all too exhausted to speak. After one day, it is the last day of training. The final thing they will do is spar. You stand on one side of the village. Your own instructor stands on the other, and both of you will let the villagers spar until there's one standing. They all get back up and return to their homes. The quest to train the villagers is completed. You're all very